Hey guys, today we're going to be going through a few little nuances involved in the pigeon pose. It's a stretch that I give lots of people. I call it a keystone stretch because it's a stretch that unlocks the hips, which can help unlock the thigh and the leg going down. It can help unlock the back and the lower back and even the rib cage going up. So it's a keystone stretch in that it can help so many things. It's a stretch I do regularly just if I've been running a lot or weightlifting a lot. Mostly I stretch after I've been doing my training, and then sometimes just at the end of the day if I feel like I've had a long day. The pigeon pose is a nice way just to unlock my body, sitting watching Netflix as well. So here I'll go through a few little differences. The stretch, the pigeon pose, is stolen from yoga. I don't necessarily think of it as a pose. I really prefer to think of it as a framework to use to explore my body. So I'll be in a position that looks vaguely like a pigeon pose, but then really I don't care what the pose looks like from that point on. I'm just going to use that framework to explore different angles of my hips and deep connective tissue, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So the starting position is, first of all, make sure your knees are comfortable. This is quite a firm floor, so I'm just using a towel to make sure my knees are comfortable. If you're using something to make your knees comfortable, have your hands in front of it, and then you're just going to bring one knee forwards. Now, I like to take my knee in the direction of the same side wrist that I'm stretching. So rather than go straight down the midline, I've just taken it slightly to the side, and then that gives me the opportunity to lift this leg up at an angle that feels right for you. In yoga, you may see them talk about having a squared off position, a 90-degree position in the hip and the knee. I've observed that there aren't many people that feel comfortable doing that. So just listen to your body, do what's right for you. And also you may notice that it's different from side to side. My right hip is totally different to my left hip. So just pay attention and find a position that feels like you've got a good stretch, but not too much. From here, your back foot should go further back and then across to the opposite side. So I'm just using this back knee as a bit of almost like a rudder on a boat, just trying to find the direction that finds the best bit of stretch in this left hip. And then once I've got that best bit of stretch, I can relax into it. We'll start by trying to push our chest up and increase the lordosis in our lower back. So you can imagine trying to tilt your pelvis and almost tuck your tailbone into the stretch. So as you're finding the stretch, you're really feeling it to make sure that your movements of your chest and hips are actually linked to the stretch. There's no point moving around if it's actually having no impact on your hip. You want to engage and tuck into the stretch. And here I'll just breathe. There's a phrase where you might want to breathe into the stretch, which means you're going to push your belly right down into the stretch when you breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you just relax and maybe go a little bit deeper into the stretch. I also like to bring in a little bit of movement. So whereas we've found the stretch by going up and sinking the hips into it, then I'm going to go across the stretch for this first little bit, and I might spend 30 seconds or so here. Now, after I feel that that's made a bit of a tissue change and it feels less tight, I'll drop down onto the elbows, and all the while being mindful, which means I'm just paying attention to the feeling that my body is giving me. So from here you might need to make little adjustments again of the back leg, so taking it back and across, using that rudder to find the stretch. And you can breathe, you can play around with the angle of the pelvis, trying to increase or decrease the arch in your lower back, finding what works for you. And when you've found the best bit of stretch, just wiggle the hips side to side. Now here we're driving the pelvis across the stretch, but one thing that is common as a bit of a cheat is that someone's body may turn away from the stretch, and this actually gives the muscle some slack. So I say, imagine a torch is coming out your belly button, and you want to roll that torch, point that torch into the front thigh. So my belly button, if I'm cheating, is going to go away from that front thigh, whereas when I'm really engaging the muscle, I'm going to go into that front thigh. So this is a lovely little technique that helps really engage that muscle some more, so still wiggling side to side. And then the final piece is, whereas now I've got some of the weight of my torso through my right elbow, I'm just going to take those hands further forward, so I come off the elbow and then just keep wiggling side to side through here. So you've got all those little pieces of technique. First of all, in tucking that pelvis under, increasing the arch in the lower back, and then wiggling side to side. then dropping down into the elbows, using the back leg to adjust as necessary, but rolling the belly button into the front leg. And then the final piece of the puzzle, this isn't for everyone because it is a bit more intense, is to take your hands up in front of you and breathe and sink and relax and stretch through your lats and your back. But at the same time, you're not supporting your upper body weight through the elbows, so there's going to be more weight going through the muscle, which is a nice way to stretch the muscle if you can cope with it. So hopefully there's a few little things that you can play around with to enhance your pigeon pose stretching, and as I say, it really helps unlock the legs and it helps unlock the back as well. So enjoy.